In the words of Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. But what if this holds true, and we let our initial impressions blind us to potential red flags in a partner? What if we get carried away by the excitement of a first meeting and unknowingly dive into a toxic relationship? If someone constantly brings up their ex in conversations, compares their current partner to them, or constantly checks up on their ex's social media, will it be possible to trust them? Will that be a healthy relationship? Or is that the most challenging red flag in a relationship? Recognizing red flags in a person early on is essential. Not all red flags are harmful, but dwelling on them excessively can disrupt a couple's or an individual's peace, striking a balance between heeding red flags that truly matter and understanding those that may be manageable becomes a prudent approach. Hello and welcome to the Love Navigator. Today we will explore one major red flag that warrants attention from day one: partners who constantly bring up their exes. This can be one of the most challenging aspects of a relationship to navigate. By the end of this video, you will understand its impact on the dynamics of a couple. Before we delve into our usual insights and advice, let's explore a real story that revolves around this prevalent red flag. There was a young man who had known a girl since his teenage years. She had a captivating charm, kindness that warmed hearts, and compassion that made her stand out. But he had never mustered the courage to approach her due to shyness and various personal reasons. After years had passed, they reconnected through social media, initially for professional purposes. Gradually, they developed a deep fondness for each other, believing it to be love. Her presence in his life was like a childhood crush come true, and he genuinely cared for her happiness. However, as their relationship evolved, he started to notice something amiss. She hadn't moved on from her previous relationship, and she couldn't stop talking about her ex. This became painfully evident during a month-long vacation abroad, which was their first outing together, where her ex's memory seemed to overshadow every happy moment they shared. For instance, when he tried to surprise her with a homemade meal, she couldn't help but praise her ex's culinary skills. It left him not just feeling overshadowed, but also profoundly alone, low and hurt. Unable to bear the turmoil, he cut short the vacation and returned home. She tried reaching out, apologizing for her behavior, and he, still harboring feelings, decided to give her one last chance. Initially, things seemed normal between them for a week or so. However, she resumed comparing him to her ex even more than before, remarking that her ex was superior in looks, talent, and various other aspects. These hurtful words humiliated him and left him emotionally broken. He had no idea about the existence of the term rebound relationship back then. He had no choice but to distance himself completely from her, blocking her on social media, changing his phone number, and seeking professional help to recover from the toxic relationship. It took him months to regain a sense of normalcy and move on from the distress caused by the toxic dynamic they shared. This story is a stark reminder of the importance of recognizing red flags in relationships and making decisive choices early on. Now that you've heard this real-life example, let's dive deeper into the impact of constantly discussing exes and how to navigate it in your relationship. While not all red flags are detrimental, understanding when a particular issue becomes unbearable, it is crucial for maintaining emotional well-being and pursuing healthier paths in life. When two individuals commit to a romantic relationship, they build trust, emotional connection, and mutual understanding. However, discussing past relationships, particularly when it comes to exes, can have adverse effects on the relationship itself. Engaging in such conversations may inadvertently bring forth insecurities and jealousy and ultimately jeopardize the bond shared by partners. So what does dwelling on the past and praising or yelling about your ex to your present partner do? Discussing exes in a relationship can be like introducing a sour note into an otherwise harmonious tune. When the past constantly overshadows the present, it can lead to a range of negative effects, indicating that you might be in a rebound relationship. Here's a consolidated look at the potential issues. Number 1, insecurity and jealousy. When a partner continually brings up their ex, it can make their current significant other feel inadequate and insecure. They might start comparing themselves to the previous partner, questioning their worth in the relationship. This comparison can breed jealousy as they fear being replaced. Such feelings of inadequacy and jealousy can chip away at the trust and stability that underpin a healthy relationship, causing distress and friction. 2, resurfacing emotional baggage. Constantly discussing past relationships tends to resurrect unresolved emotions and emotional baggage. These lingering sentiments from the past can cast a shadow on the current relationship. It becomes an impediment to forming a fresh and healthy emotional connection with the current partner. The weight of unresolved emotions can hinder the emotional growth necessary for a strong, vibrant partnership, making it difficult for both partners to move forward without being burdened by the past. Number 3, lack of closure. When your partner frequently talks about their ex, it hints at unresolved issues from their past relationship. This lack of closure can be a ticking time bomb, as the emotional baggage they carry might surface unexpectedly, causing conflicts. Unresolved feelings and unspoken grievances could interfere with their ability to fully commit and engage in the current relationship, potentially leading to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. Number 4, emotional unavailability. Constantly bringing up an ex can be a sign that your partner isn't emotionally available for a new relationship. They might use the current relationship as a crutch, seeking emotional support and validation they didn't receive in their previous relationship. This emotional unavailability can impede the development of a genuine and meaningful connection in the current partnership, leaving one or both partners feeling unfulfilled and disconnected. It's crucial to address this issue through open communication to ensure both partners can fully invest in their current relationship. 5, unrealistic expectations. Constantly comparing the current relationship to past ones can set the stage for unrealistic expectations. When you idealize your ex or a past relationship, you may subconsciously expect your current partner to measure up to that ideal. This can create a sense of dissatisfaction, as your partner might feel they can never live up to your ex's standards. These unrealistic expectations hinder emotional intimacy by putting an unfair burden on your current relationship. It can lead to constant disappointments, misunderstandings, and a sense that something is missing. Number 6, undermining trust and intimacy. Trust forms the bedrock of a strong, healthy relationship. When exes are frequently mentioned, it can lead to feelings of distrust in your partner's intentions. Your current partner may begin to wonder whether they are being entirely truthful and honest with you, or vice versa. This breakdown of trust can undermine the willingness to be open and vulnerable, hindering the development of emotional intimacy. In a climate of mistrust, it becomes challenging to share your true thoughts and feelings, which is essential for a flourishing relationship. 7, rekindling past emotions. When couples continually revisit past relationships, it's like poking at old embers. Recounting cherished moments and affection for an ex can stir up dormant feelings. This not only confuses both partners, but can also hinder emotional growth in the current relationship. It's hard to move forward when the past keeps resurfacing, making it challenging to create new, meaningful experiences together. Number 8, uncertainty about the future. Excessive focus on the past can cast a shadow of doubt on the relationship's prospects. Partners might wonder if they're just a temporary replacement or a rebound. This uncertainty can lead to questions about long-term commitment and the potential for a lasting partnership. It's difficult to build a strong future when the present is overshadowed by past concerns, making it vital to address these doubts and prioritize the current relationship. When faced with a partner who continually dwells on the past and frequently brings up previous relationships, it can indeed be a challenging situation. However, rather than jumping to conclusions or hastily ending the relationship, it is essential to consider other factors and potential solutions. So what can you do? Communicate. If one person is hung up on their past, they may struggle to express their feelings, needs, and concerns within the present relationship. Therefore, the first step is to openly communicate with your partner about how their constant discussions of past relationships make you feel. Express your concerns, insecurities, and boundaries. Focus on the present rather than being engulfed by the past so that you can fix your relationship. Constructive communication is vital for both parties to understand and consider each other's feelings. Seek the root cause. Try to understand why your partner fixates on past relationships. It could be due to unresolved emotions, lingering attachments, a fear of commitment, or even a lack of awareness regarding its impact on the current relationship. Identifying the root cause can help you approach the situation with empathy and guide you toward finding a suitable solution. Encourage moving forward. Remind your partner of the reasons why you are together. This is an essential realization every couple needs to have. Encourage them to focus on building a strong foundation in the present and nurturing the relationship you share. Gently steer conversations towards enjoyable experiences, shared goals, and plans to redirect their attention away from the past. consider therapy or counseling. If the issue persists and affects the relationship's overall quality, it might be beneficial to seek professional help. A therapist or relationship counselor can provide an objective perspective and guide both partners toward resolving underlying issues. They can help address the underlying emotional baggage or unhealthy patterns that may be hindering the relationship's growth. Evaluate compatibility. While it's essential to work through challenges, it's equally important to assess the long-term compatibility of the relationship. Deep emotional attachments to past relationships may suggest unresolved issues or emotional unavailability which can strain a partnership. If every attempt to address the situation fails, or the impact on the relationship becomes too detrimental, it may be necessary to reevaluate the compatibility and potential future of the relationship. Remember that love alone is not enough to save a relationship. Finally, is talking about exes the most dangerous red flag in a relationship? Or is it emotional infidelity? The answer lies in the context and how it's approached. According to an article from Elite Daily, discussing exes can sometimes be a healthy way for couples to bond. However, if a partner talks about their ex excessively or in an unhealthy manner, it may indicate they're not over their past relationship or are using their current partner as a crutch to move on. This could indeed be a red flag, suggesting a lack of full engagement in the present relationship. Additionally, an article from Marriage.com highlights the potential dangers of maintaining contact with an ex while in a new relationship, such as triggering jealousy and insecurity in the current partner. To prevent emotional infidelity, it's vital to establish clear boundaries with exes, as emotional betrayal can be as damaging as physical infidelity. So, once again, is dwelling on exes the most dangerous red flag? It's all about context. While discussing exes might raise concerns, it's essential to consider the intentions behind these conversations. Sometimes mentioning exes can be innocent, like sharing funny stories or discussing past experiences. The red flag arises when it leads to excessive comparisons, constant complaints, or an emotional attachment to the past. Every relationship is unique, and what's acceptable in one may not be in another. The key is open communication, understanding, growth, and mutual respect. In conclusion, it's crucial to handle discussions about exes in relationships with sensitivity and awareness of potential negative consequences. By avoiding excessive dwelling on past relationships, couples can focus on building trust, nurturing emotional connections, and envisioning a shared future. Open communication, living in the present, and recognizing each other's needs will ensure the relationship remains on a positive trajectory, healing any emotional wounds that may still linger. Thanks for watching today's video. We hope it sheds light on the nuances of discussing exes in relationships. Remember to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on navigating the intricacies of love and relationships. Your support is invaluable, and together we can journey through the fascinating world of human connections. Until then, stay navigating.